Recent reports have revealed that a former top 10 overall pick is going to be on the trade market this year, with the Boston Bruins being involved and rumored to be one of the teams looking for this player. I'm going to be talking about that and how this will affect a very positive Bruins team here with this, as well as the trade market has been revealed for Linus Ullmark and what the price is going to be to get her services. So I'm going to be talking about all of this here in this video. Before we do, though, we're on the road to 3K, and it would mean the world to me if you could hit the sub button, join the channel so you get all of your Boston Bruins news, and don't miss a beat. I'll be keeping you up to date with everything that this team has to offer here in this offseason. But let's get straight into our first topic here, which is Cole Perfetti. The Bruins have been targeting him, and recent reports have revealed that he could certainly be on the trade market after his unsuccessful campaign with the Winnipeg Jets this season. Now, unsuccessful may be a bit of a wrong word. However, a lackluster may be the best way to put this, as he, like I said, he's going to be on the trade market for what we could possibly know of. He's an RFA, so he's not signed yet, but the Winnipeg Jets may be taking some calls on him from what we have heard. This comes out from an article here where it says, while Perfetti has a good regular season, he only played in one of the Jets' 5 playoff games, as David Pastrnak noted. He could get the attention of clubs. We will now need to wait and see what happens with Perfetti from here. The Jets do not need to move the youngster, but if they can get the player who will help them immediately, it may be something worth considering. And the Bruins do have some players currently that could absolutely be a good fit for the Winnipeg Jets in exchange for a player like Cole Perfetti. Cole Perfetti's in a bit of a weird situation, as you know, or as you've seen from this article. He didn't play all of the playoff games, only one, and kind of sat the rest of the regular season. Limited minutes, 10 minutes a game, really kind of took the wind out of everybody's sails with a guy like Cole Perfetti, and keeps him in a weird spot, so we don't really know exactly what kind of value he will be bringing back from this season. He's top 10 overall pick, so there's certainly a lot of potential coming out of him, and the Bruins are maybe targeting him to add to this team. As we know that many players I've talked about here are on the older side, and we know that a lot of you guys, as well as many people on Twitter, are wanting the Bruins to get a younger player to add to this forward core and add to this team to help out the future as well as the present, which is a really big part of this Bruins team that we don't want to waste what we have coming up in the future with the limited prospects that we have. But I'm going to pull up a screenshot here from David Pastrnak, a quote that he had to say. He said, "I've mentioned Cole Perfetti a couple times lately, and his name continues to pop up in discussions with various people across the NHL. Teams are curious as to Winnipeg's plan for him, and we will inquire about his availability after his minimal usage in the playoffs, and he can become a RFA in July." So, with that RFA status on him, the Winnipeg Jets may choose to just take calls, see what the market would be, that they wouldn't have to sign into a major contract with the uncertainty of his future. The new head coach, Scott Arniel, may choose to make a splash at the early point in his head coaching career, trading Cole Perfetti, as he may not be part of the plans. It still is yet to see what will happen with the Winnipeg Jets. Scott Arniel, as he's really just a new in the seat, trying to get used to things with this team. Well, he's been there for a while, but get used to the new seat, see what he wants in his plans. And if Cole Perfetti is not, this would be a fantastic option for the Boston Bruins, as I said, to add to their current and future forward core. And from his stats, you can see 38 points in 71 games this season, was on pace for a very solid year early on the season, and still was at the middle point, but as I said, the limited minutes really just started to kick in, lower his point total on the year, and lower his point potential. So you can see 1335, time on ice per game is his average. Really not what you want to see for the former 10th overall pick, going on 23, who really shows a lot of potential. The Winnipeg Jets just are going to have 2 big signings coming in, or 2 extensions kicking in next season, so they may choose to try and move on from a Cole Perfetti contract if they absolutely have to, but what do the Bruins need to give up? And that's really going to be the big point of this. The Winnipeg Jets are looking for someone that's going to help them now. That's what they need. This team is really going for it over these next few seasons. And Cole Perfetti may not be part of that, as we know. So we have to look at what Linus Ullmark will be getting. And I'll be talking about why this is just in a moment, just to kind of put the pieces together. But Ullmark's targets have been revealed. Who's going to be going after him, why they're going after him, and a lot of big things for the Bruins. We know that the price on Linus Ullmark is getting higher and higher as the postseason, or the offseason, goes on, because many teams are going to be start to inquiring, going to have to go into a bidding war on what the return of Ullmark is going to have to be, and it's going to get higher, as I said. for the upcoming time. So this is what I have to pull up about Linus Ullmark on Daily Faceoff. Bear with me because this is a pretty long one. So speaking of Niches, Bruins reporter Ty Anderson wonders if Czech forward can be involved in the deal for Ullmark, and that would see an NHL return for both teams. This Czech forward, is Martin Niches, and says in addition to the Hurricanes, the Ottawa Senators are another team that will reportedly be in the mix for Ullmark. Similarly to the Canes, the Senators have an elite caliber player who has a foggy future in Jacob Chychrun, one that I spoke about a few videos ago. In other words, the Bruins, if they deal Ullmark, will seemingly have options for a valuable return. We knew this so far, but the plethora, the excess of teams that are going to be going after Linus Ullmark is going to be good. These are the ones that were in this article: Ottawa, New Jersey, LA, and Colorado, with the addition of the Red Wings, the Hurricanes, so many more teams, and they're going to be having a very big thing to get an Ullmark chance, to get the honor of having him on their team. So what kind of return are we going to be looking at for Linus Ullmark? And this is exactly what we have here from Don Sweeney. This is from Ty Anderson on Twitter. Explains that Sweeney will prioritize a first-round pick or a player of similar value, both of which Niches and Chychrun were drafted in. So a first-round pick or a player that was formerly drafted in the first round at some point. Both of those players being drafted in the first round or the pick. Really good to see that the Bruins are going for it all after trying to get an Ullmark trade. This would be a fantastic return. We've spoken about a few as Niches, many more as well. I'm not going to go into them, all of them, but the return that the Bruins could get for Linus Ullmark could have a major impact on what they choose to do with a younger player of the future, similar to, or if not, Cole Perfetti. Cole Perfetti, as we know, is an RFA for the Jets. The Bruins looking for a younger player, and an NHL-ready player could be coming back in the deal for Linus Ullmark. Could be a pretty interesting sequences of events if the Bruins decide to flip a option, whoever they get, in an Ullmark trade for a Cole Perfetti. We know Linus Ullmark will likely, if not be traded before the NHL draft. Due to picks being involved and whatnot, it would have to be at least on the day of, or the night of, or whatnot. So there could be a very big set of things like we've seen with Montreal in the past, where they got Kirby Dach and the whole series of that three-way trade. And the Bruins are going to have a lot to think about. So Cole Perfetti, definitely a big option, but Linus Ullmark is seemingly going to up the value in this offseason as it progresses, as more teams try to jump in on the trade talk. So let me know what you think about the value increasing on Linus Ullmark, and what do you think about a potential trade for Cole Perfetti, and maybe even a three-way deal between the teams trying to flip someone that we get. Let me know. This is a pretty weird one. I do apologize for that, but it's a pretty important one that we may see progress in the coming days and weeks, especially on the Cole Perfetti side of things. So, like I said, let me know what you think. That's all I got here in this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit the sub button. Give the video a like as well if you did enjoy, but that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.